And then, of course, the game between a couple of teams that have a chance to play for the Big 12 title. Not that others below them don't, but Oklahoma State coming off what was a comeback win, gritty win against Texas. Kansas State blew a 28-10 lead. The quarterback issues. Howard should be the one gets the start.
Yeah, which team can be healthy enough across the board? I think, Spencer Sanders is probably the healthier quarterback, and he's not completely healthy. Howard's not completely healthy. We know about Adrian Martinez, but it's not just about those guys. If you could have completely healthy quarterbacks in this game, and if all the other injuries that have surrounded these two teams the last couple of weeks, make the worst of it, then it may not matter because you might have less opportunities because of the guys who are having to play in this game with less experience. Oklahoma State was running down kickoffs with 8 or 9 guys who've never played in a game before last week. That was a gritty performance. Grit is great, but it's also difficult to maintain because sometimes, grit comes with adrenaline and all right, I'm just going to go do it. I've just got to run down in this kickoff, stay in my lane, don't let the guy get past me. That's what I've got to do. And then there's the times where, you run up against somebody who's just better than you and more experienced than you, and then you can have all the grit in the world, and they still might get over on you. I think that's what's going to be telling in this game, but I think Oklahoma State is a little bit healthier overall than Kansas State, but again, I don't know that that's a really easily measurable metric.
Yeah, and I don't know that they really are. I think that, last week alone, they had, 5 guys announced as being out before the game. And I think if you were to go top to bottom, I think Oklahoma State might be more beat up, but I don't have the stats on that. Either way, they both have, significant amounts of players that are not able to play. I mean, this should be, a fun game where the fact that it's in Manhattan adds a little more spice to it. Clearly not knowing who's available to play adds a little more spice to it. And, if you're on the gambling side of things, I'm sure that gives you a little bit of uneasiness, but I would imagine that at worst for K-State, they're going to have Will Howard. So, if you think that he's going to play well like he did initially last week and be able to kind of hold down the fort, then, K-State's got a nice shot. But I don't know. I think Oklahoma State's kind of a team that's on a reckoning course, with facing the demons of last year and kind of getting back to that point and wanting, feeling like they have something to prove. They had a close loss to TCU, their only blemish, and I just think that they're not a team of destiny, but they just kind of feel like that way in the Big 12 scheme of things for me this year. So I think they're going to remain involved, remain right in square of that race, and they're going to knock Kansas State down a peg just because I think K-State, without the certainty of Adrian Martinez, is a little less fearsome, even if this is at home.
We will have our picks